One of the things I think you can make a mistake. You can make a massive mistake doing this. I am sure that for the last half hour, a Costa is open. They don't do all that much business. And it'd be very easy for them to assume, okay, the reason we're not doing much business is there isn't much demand for coffee between 6 and 6:30. Therefore, there is absolutely no point in us opening later. Now, that's dependent on the assumption that falling demand is due to time of day, not nearest to closing.
Wait,
and my hunch is people. Okay, right. Okay. This is my theory. Okay. And I think it's important for the world's cafés and coffee chains to realise this. People don't like having a coffee in a place that's closing, right? Because you feel under time pressure. This is why all-day dining is so interesting. Yeah. Okay, the time pressure is off-putting. The staff, I'm going to really, God, they're going to hate me. They're going to piss in my coffee for revealing this. Okay, oh shit. Every time I now stop at a Nero, someone's going to gob in it. Oh God. Okay, but I'm going to reveal it anyway. Okay, the staff don't want customers to come in the last 20 minutes of the day. And this is known in the trade as getting the mop out. All you have to do is provide a very small clue that your closure is imminent and you don't attract any new customers. Now, partly that may be unintentional or it may be intentional on the part of the staff because they want to clean the muck off the cappuccino machine, the frother, and they want to mop down the toilets, and they want to wipe down the tables so they can piss off as soon as the coffee shop closes. And that may be the fault of coffee shops for not paying overtime. I don't know the economics well enough, right? So what people do, either unintentionally or intentionally, is they do this thing called getting the mop out. All you have to do is take one chair and put it upside down on top of a table, and no one else will come into your coffee shop because they don't want to be the last customer of the day, and they don't want to consume anything under time pressure, and they don't want to look unwelcome, and they don't want to come in and be told, no, I'm sorry, we're closed. Okay, now Woolworths used to be very clever. They used to actually open for 5 minutes after their official opening time. So they never have this problem of people turning up and being told, sorry, we're closed. And they used
to open or used to close.
Woolworths would say, we close at 5:30, and they actually close at 5:35. Every single business should do this because if you allow someone into a shop and then give them second-rate service because you're basically thinking about how you get home rather than how you sell someone a coffee, you've created a pissed-off customer. Now, what is happening, okay, is in the half hour before a coffee shop closes, they are basically deliberately or accidentally or inadvertently manifesting signs that new customers not welcome. And it could be a mop, getting the mop out. It could be putting a single chair upside down on top of a table, or taking two chairs and putting one upside down on top of the other. Effectively, that is a massive turn-off to any prospective customers. So the fall-off in sales between 5:30 and 6 may be nothing to do with the fact that nobody wants coffee between 5:30 and 6. You may actually have a really fantastic market for your coffee all the way until 7:30. What you won't have is a market for your coffee in the half hour before you close if you're radiating signs of closing. My wife gets very angry with me because, weirdly, although I'm a very placid guy, very occasionally I completely lose it. Okay.
What makes you lose it?
And so I was outside. I won't name them. I don't want the staff to get into trouble. But half an hour before a Starbucks closed at a major UK railway station, I had luggage because we'd just come back on the Eurostar. I obviously didn't want to take huge suitcases into Starbucks, so I sat down at a table outside the Starbucks where my luggage wouldn't get in the way of anybody else, and sent my wife and daughter in to get coffee. And while I was sitting there, 25 minutes before the restaurant closed, someone made me move because they were clearing the tables away. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm not going to say which station. I don't want anybody to get a bollocking, okay? But I absolutely lost it. Because I think, that is an abominable thing to do. I was trying to do the good thing by not clogging up your coffee shop with my enormous wheelie Louis Vuitton steamer trunk.
I can't imagine you going around with
No. Okay, right. But, okay. I don't want to clog up your cafe. I'm sitting outside. You've put the tables and chairs outside, clearing them away early and making a customer move. is just bullshit. Those tables remain there until you close. Then you clear them away. Okay, you don't close them away 25 minutes early. Now, I don't know, and I'd like to know, is this because coffee shops pay inadequate overtime? Okay, and therefore everybody feels that effectively they're on the clock for the last half hour and they've got to get as much cleaning done in the last half hour of the day as they possibly can. What I'm saying is that someone looking at the sales data from a coffee shop might get completely the wrong impression because they think it's the time of day that's diminishing demand for coffee, whereas it's actually the behaviour of the restaurant itself as it nears closing time. And equally, opening early, right, means that if you open at 10 rather than 11, and only 5 people come in between 10 and 11, but the fact that there are 5 people sitting there at 11 means that 15 people come in at 11 rather than 7, it may pay you to open early, even though looked at in isolation, the economics of that first hour may not make sense. And I would call that deshumanomics, which is their astonishingly ingenious idea of solving the problem of Indian food at lunchtime by opening for breakfast.
Espressos is sponsored by supply chain software gurus Unleashed. It talks to your e-com and accounting software. It's helped islands cut admin time in half, get granular clarity on your margins, know where your stock is, don't miss availability. Brands like Candy Kittens, Tiny Rebel and Trip all use Unleashed, and so should you.